I guess first things first, how did you come up with this idea and decide to make it a fundraiser?
Well, my family used to own a bar and restaurant, so I'm very familiar with pools altogether. And I'm a sports geek anyway, so I like to get in on pools and join in on the fun or whatever. So, knowing that everything is virtual and trying to think outside the box and figure what else we can do to raise money. And I have done a fundraiser like this before for my daughters when they were playing volleyball. Um, so it just like popped in my head and I was like, let's do this. And it was kind of last minute, but it worked, thank God. And we got all of the spaces filled and everybody's really excited. And yeah, my boyfriend was just saying too, like he can't believe how many people, once he said it was for Crohn's, they were like, oh, I'll do anything for Crohn's disease. And I have Crohn's, or this relative or this friend. And so it's like, it's amazing how much people will actually speak up and say that they have heard of it or that they're dealing with it or something once you mention it to them.
That's really cool. So are those people signing up on your team?
That's my next step.
One thing at a time. I'm with you.
This was really overwhelming that I filled 100 spaces in 9 days. That was really overwhelming. And I'm still trying to collect the last bit of money too. But for the most part, PayPal and Venmo worked on my behalf, and that's what everybody did. So that was kind of neat. So I didn't really have to deal with a whole bunch of money collecting. Probably half and half, I would say.
That's a huge perk of virtual stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really simple. And as soon as I saw that come through, I could check them off on the list, and it was an easy way to do things.
Awesome. So can you walk me through some of the logistics? Like, where'd you even get your sheet from? How have you been keeping track of people? How have you reached out to people?
So I stole the sheet from someone else. But I have it in front of me, so I'm going to hold it up as I kind of explain things. There was another name here, and I just kind of whited it out, or actually I put a label over top of it and just made a copy. That was my easiest way of doing it so that I could get the full sheet of everything. And then from there, it was just, I put the Take Steps fundraiser, Crohn's colitis, and I did put my name and my team name on there. That way, if people have questions, or I know it's hard when people are worried, like, is something legit, so I wanted to do that. And then it was just kind of a matter of, I posted a lot of it on Facebook, and then I made it public. So if anybody at first was getting squares from me, I was like, hey, please share this or tag people in it that want to join. And then I was too, like, hey, join my team after that. I've even done it in a comments a couple of times. I have brought it up, but in my comments, I was kind of like, hey, just in case, I made a Facebook page for myself. And told everybody that they could go over there so that they could follow everything. They would see my team stuff there too. So that was kind of kill two birds with one stone. Otherwise, I copied the team sign up too and kind of put that in comments. So people are seeing it, but I didn't want to force everything all at once. From there, I just, I let people pick their own square. They're numbered 1 to 100. So a lot of people picked their own squares. A lot of people said, go ahead, you pick me a lucky square. Hopefully I picked lucky squares. And then I just, like, we're big Packer fans, and we can't always get it at home. So we live in a smaller town right outside of Janesville, and we would go to like the local bar and watch the football games. And I had a couple of friends and my boyfriend help, share the pool there on top of the pools we were already doing through the bar. So if we didn't know them, I just had them write their name and their phone number. And then once everybody paid me, I just kind of put the PD in a circle, so I knew that they were paid. And then once the whole thing was filled, my boyfriend and I drew cards for numbers. And then I don't know how much of this you could see. So at the top, then it says Tampa Bay, and then it says the Chiefs on the other side. Oops, other side on backwards. And then we drew cards and just randomly put numbers across the top and across the side for the other team. So I'm just going to use one, for instance, the first square. If Tampa Bay has, if the numbers are 2 and 9, 2 for Tampa Bay, 9 for the Chiefs. So if the score is 12 to 19, anything that ends in 2 for Tampa Bay and 9 for the Chiefs, that person would win. So, and then I did kind of break the payouts down too. Again, I just kind of copied it over from someone else, where each quarter pays out. So it's $75 for the first quarter, 100 at halftime, $75 at third quarter, and then the final is a $250 payout. And then the other half goes onto my team.
That's awesome. So that's very doable. Is this something that people could recreate for like March Madness, which is coming up?
Yeah, when you mentioned that to me the other day, I got really excited. Again, I'm a sports junkie anyways, but I have gotten in onto March Madness brackets before. I have not done one myself, so I have to look into it a little bit more, but it's definitely something I think I'm going to try just because this went really well. And there's so many people that get into sports, and with everything being virtual, it went really, really easy, and the payments came through really easy. So I think it would work out great for March Madness too.
That's awesome. I love this creativity. I mean, definitely we can't do some of the normal things that we like doing to fundraise this year. So this is a great, great, great idea.
Yeah, I want to say probably 20, I'm guessing maybe 20 were in person and everything else was virtual. So 20 out of 100 was in person, and most of it was virtual. So it's very, very doable. And this was easier to do. I have a friend in Massachusetts that joined in. He's a Tampa Bay fan. So it's not even all local people.
That's
so that
great.
was one of it too.
It sounds like you were also able to help spread awareness at the same time and talk to people who you didn't necessarily know had a connection.
Yeah. Just bringing up the fact that the football pool was for Crohn's and colitis was a big thing, where people were instantly, somebody had it that they knew, or they've heard of it, or they had it themselves, and just kind of invites the conversation at hand when somebody brings it up to you to say that they are aware of it or whatnot. So it was kind of really cool to see it go for full circle. I actually had a girl at work that was like, nope, I don't get into football pools. And then I was explaining it to somebody else, and she's like, it's for Crohn's and colitis. Just pick a square and I'll give you $10. And she was like totally against it, but because it had meaning behind it, she was fully behind it. So it was kind of neat. Some people would do it because of the cause, which was nice.
That is really cool.
I've actually, I had a few friends that they didn't get back to me on time, and I had it filled. And one of my friends in Minnesota, she just Venmo'd me $30, and she was like, I was going to give it to you anyways. So there you go.
That's amazing. So it helped you fundraise even beyond what you had expected.
Yeah. And my birthday is in February too. So some of my friends were like, oh, I'll send it to you. Your birthday's at the end of the month. So I'll put it in a card and it'll be in the mail. So it's been able to go beyond the football pool in fundraising.
Yeah. So you're off to a really great start for your team. And we still have, oh gosh, I got to count the months: March, April, May, June to go. So you still have 4 months yet. What are you going to do to follow up from this success?
Well, like I said, we'll try the March Madness and see how that goes. I'm sure it will have the same effect as this ended up having. I'll just have to keep thinking. We do a lot of bowling fundraisers in our area. So I'm hoping that the bowling alley will work with me and kind of be still cautious of their rules that they have in place for the bowling leagues. And maybe we'll be able to put something together that's safe with COVID too. So we'll see.
I love it. I love that you're thinking so much about different things that you can do. And I really appreciate you sharing too.
Sure, of course.